Inusa Fuseni, who speaks for the minority on the Constitutional Legal Affairs Committee in Parliament's position, is that if you are privy to the information that he is, you wouldn't think that the special prosecutor is being slow. He's probably doing due diligence. But Michael Boedi, on the other hand, says that even if you're doing due diligence, you ought to communicate with the people. Public education, let people understand. You don't need to put out the details, but let people understand that work is going on. We're still on the fight against corruption. The Deputy Commissioner of Shraj, Richard Quayson, is bemoaning the manner in which religious people appointed into high offices engage in acts of corruption. Delivering the keynote address at the launch of the Ghana Integrity Initiative Interfaith Anti-Corruption Project, Mr. Quayson disclosed that a nation that has over 90% of its citizens belonging to one religious sect or the other should be unpardoned for the nation if the nation is engulfed in the negative effect of corruption.
About 95% of the population profess one faith or another. So for a people that is notoriously religious, you wonder how come we are so hospitable to corruption. The very thing our faith consider as abomination. The Christian faith considers corruption as an abomination. The Islamic faith does. The traditional religion does. I don't know any other faith probably that says that corruption should be applauded. But in practice, we applaud corruption. What are the various faiths teaching or inculcating in our people that is producing unbridled corruption, indiscipline, and lawlessness in every area of our lives? Because we are born into the church or born into the mosque right from infancy. We grow in the church or in the mosque. So what is it that we are putting in them that it comes out in a manner that looks strange? As long as the people of Ghana accept corruption and indiscipline as a way of life, it will be next to impossible to make any serious inroads in the fight against corruption. And that is where we are now. As long as we continue to maintain this attitude that we have, the vision of Ghana beyond aid is forgotten.
Mr. Quayson there, meanwhile, Executive Director of Ghana Integrity Initiative, Linda Ofoikwafo, says involving religious leaders in the fight against corruption will further the awareness of the socio-economic consequences of corruption.
Ghanaians, if I cannot say over 90% of Ghanaians, either find ourselves in church on Sunday or in the mosque on Friday. These same category of people are the ones that work in the public sector and the private sector. In anti-corruption, public education awareness creation play a very important role. Reporting corruption plays a very important role. So then why don't we use these religious bodies who are seen as influential to reach their own congregants, preach the anti-corruption message? You know, the Catholics even have an anti-corruption prayer. Educate them. So we develop a tool, a set of indicators that will help in training and bringing to their knowledge the ills of corruption, the institutions involved, where we report corruption. So we are trying to do public education, but through them.